and Wine. I'm Treva.
Champagne.
Raya. And Lynn.
And today we're going to talk about the book to movie adaptation, A Walk to Remember. So the book is by Nicholas Sparks. And this is our second Nicholas Sparks book?
Yes. The second and many more to come.
And many. Lynn is a big Nicholas Sparks fan, so I feel like we got a lot of Nicholas Sparks to come.
I'm not. He just makes a lot of movies.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were a big fan.
No, I just sleep through them. But
okay, so before we get started, let's talk about the wine that we are drinking today.
this was also directed by Nicholas Sparks and
Adam
Shankman.
Oh, he directed his own movie?
Yeah. He actually, not him, but Adam Shankman. I know him from something else, but he directs now a lot.
Was he an actor?
This is from 2015?
I don't know.
It's either 2015 or 2012.
No, it's a lot older than that. It's like 2003 or something.
Yeah, it is very
I
old.
thought it was 12.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll be able to pull it up.
Okay, so what are we drinking tonight?
Tonight we have another bottle of, what is it called, Lynn?
2002. You said 12.
I know, and then I said or 2. Because I know I looked up 2 years.
Like a 10-year gap, right?
Whole decade.
Shut the hell up.
Did I say that?
Yes. And you pulled that deep.
Right.
Okay, so today we are drinking In Vivo X by SJ.
Period. X period. Sarah J. Parker makes sure that period's there.
Okay.
It's there on the cap and it's there on the bottle.
I love the design of that bottle with the X on the cap.
I do too. Her Sauvignon Blanc is delicious.
You like that? You're enjoying it? Do you think that we could talk about the book before you finish the bottle, or?
Or share?
Wait. I feel judged right now.
Just a little bit.
I mean, y'all hating so.
Yeah, we are.
Cool.
This wine smells so good.
It's that peachy smell.
It's got a peachy smell.
And by the way, Adam Shankman I know him more from...
You know him?
Think You Can
Sorry,
Dance?
I'm being an asshole. My bad.
Yeah.
He's a dancer?
He is a choreographer. And that's where I know him well from.
Choreography and directing is a little bit different.
What? No, she was saying that he was a choreographer and that she was excited about
He wasn't
the fact
a director before. He was a choreographer first. He started directing. I didn't know until I saw the behind the scenes of another movie he's done. And I'm like, oh my God, he's a director also.
All right, so Walk to Remember. Let's jump in. What you say, Champagne?
I actually love the book, and I did love the movie also. I'm a really huge fan of Mandy Moore, who played the lead, Jamie Sullivan.
She's got to sing in every movie that she's in.
Every single one. Except for This Is Us.
She sings. And
She sings.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's her background. She wanted to be a singer.
But I remember her singing.
Yeah,
She's
she was
a
on
star.
stage singing too.
Well, she can sing. Mandy, sing your little heart.
Honestly, I don't mind because I actually
She's a
like
great
her
singer.
songs.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I did not like
candy.
Oh my gosh.
That was my middle school.
I just felt so judged by that look. Right.
That was so Nevin.
because I did not like this book to movie. I didn't like it. It just was so off to me and did not blend, and it was too much stuff missing and added that didn't. I liked the movie by itself. The book was okay by itself, but to me, the two of them were completely different stories.
So I'm on the same page with you because this was another movie that I watched a long time ago. I didn't even know the book existed. So I read the book and then I went back and rewatched the movie, and I didn't like the movie as much as I liked it way back when, because way back when I loved it. I mean, it was so emotional, but now they made some additions and stuff that I'm just not happy with.
It was it's extra editions for no reason. And I mean, you just go with the book.
Right.
You already have a guide. Just let it guide you.
And then,
I like the movie. I actually like the movie better than the book.
Right.
But my thing is, you had to base it from somewhere. And you should have based it from the book, not your own creative imagination.
Mm-hmm. The book was narrated so differently. I mean, I don't know.
It's the little things that they embellish. Like, for instance, the boys. The mean kids. The book, you could tell they were mean kids. In the movie, they were so obnoxious and evil.
But in the movie...
And I'm like, why are they so harsh? Like, it was bad in the movie.
In the movie, though, for me, it was real life. It was like how life is now. Like, people are so rude and mean. And I think about, the bullying that goes on in school. I think maybe that's why they changed it. But in the book, it seemed... It came across as though everyone was doing things so nice, and then what was her name?
Jamie.
Jamie was, asking if he could come and do this play, and Jamie was, and I'm like, what? Then you get to the movie and it's completely different. Like he was literally forced. He got in trouble and was forced to do this.
Right.
I forgot about that.
I did not like that piece at all because when it came to the play in the book, there was so much significance in that play as it related to her mom, and she wanted to be in it because it was her senior year, and she wanted it to be perfect. And the one guy that was gonna do it would not make it perfect. Like it just had so much more meaning.
It did.
And then in the book, you're right. It was just like, oh yeah, well this is your punishment. And you got to be in this play.
Right. And the dad kind of like at the end of the play, the look that was on his face, if you didn't read the book, it wouldn't have even seemed that significant because he knew his daughter could sing. So that wasn't like, it was like, aha. But I think the expressions of the actor was more of somebody who read the book. Because the dad should have been like overwhelmed because this was his story. This was all supposed his wife.
But it wasn't his story in the movie.
No, it had nothing to do with him.
Sucked. Yeah, that did suck. Because I thought that, like you said, it was supposed to be extremely significant. Because, the story was something angel. And it was, like you said, representation of his life, kind of. And she was supposed to show up in all this white and, look gorgeous. That's when he realized he cared about her and all this stuff. And he left that completely out. Yeah. She was, by the way, pretty in the play, though.
Yeah, she was pretty. Yeah, I mean, I think Mandy Moore is gorgeous anyway.
She is.
She's so talented. We'll get to her in a second, but I had to just ad-lib on that part.
So, I did not like the stereotypical black guy in the movie. He drove me crazy. All he wanted to do was dance and robot, and the girls walked by. I was like, ooh, smell like someone. It was such a stereotypical role for a black man in a movie that it drove me crazy. I don't know. I'm so sensitive to that because, at one point.
But wasn't this set like in the 50s?
Yeah.
To where that was how people thought of black people?
And he was really the only one there.
But the movie
wasn't created in the 50s.
But
True, but it was a small town, which I'm pretty sure they're not as progressive as anywhere else.
It was a small town. I don't recall seeing any other black faces in the movie.
Not a one.
His.
No, there were some in the church congregation.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
There were some in the church. But I was thinking of it the same way that Lynn's saying. Like, it was a small town and kind of that's the role he fit in. The jokester, the let everybody laugh at me so that I can be
I couldn't stand it.
I wasn't as disturbed by that as I was that he looked like he was 35. He looked old. Like,
I was like,
he didn't look old to me.
What are you talking about?
He looked old.
He didn't look
he
old
wasn't in high school.
He didn't look old to me, but it just...
I hated his role.
It didn't compare to the book at all. So it just threw me. The whole thing threw me. Right. And then, the amount of care that went into Landon talking about how he wanted to go to college. And I think Eric was the one who helped him, be nominated for president.
Yeah, because he wasn't the most popular person.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it was like in the book, they put him with that popular crowd, and he just had Eric, who was the most popular. So I didn't like the way that they meshed him in with all of that crew, because in the book, he wasn't presented as one of the horrible people. It was kind of, that's just who he was around. And they tried to display it a little bit in the movie because he stayed back to help the guy. But I don't know. I don't like the way they represented his character in the movie.
Yeah.
I go back to thinking that all of that was done to make it more realistic for the teenage population of today.
It was 2002.
Peer pressure.
That it would make them understand it more because it just was completely off. It just really bothered me. And even the dad, the pastor, in the book where he really talked about, are you guys going to tease my daughter? Are you going to do things this to my daughter?
What do you have planned? You have something set up to tease her or hurt her in some way.
And then in the movie, really, she didn't have any of those conversations with her dad, so he actually had no clue.
And she didn't have any friends. But yet at the play, when she got the part, she's leaning with the other girl, ooh, I got it. And I'm thinking, well, in the book, she didn't really have any friends. She was always alone. It was just disappointing.
And then the play was for the kids from the shelter in the book.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
She volunteered with the kids, but she tutored kids in the movie, but it wasn't like sick kids. Wasn't it sick kids in the book?
They were just orphans.
Yeah, they were. But that was the whole point of this, that she was so excited because that's what they decided to do with the play, make it something for that group of children to watch as a Christmas thing.
Well, wait, I thought it was in the movie, in the book, it was still for school, but they were going to replicate it and do it for the kids as practice.
Right.
But the director or the person that runs the orphanage said, no, it's not a good idea because loss and mom thing, stuff like that. So I thought it was originally for school, but they were using
I thought it was for the playhouse in the book because they were saying it's an annual event, but maybe I missed it.
School play.
I thought it was like for a playhouse and it was something where people came from all over to see. I don't know.
They said it was like the big thing. It was like this small town. This was the big thing in the town to see this. So it could have still been for the school,
play. But it was just a big.
But it just made it so much more significant. Like he was really trying. She was really trying hard to make it good, and they were. It just, I don't know. It just
there was
really
a couple of things for me that they left out that I felt would have made more of his character or showing how the true person or how thoughtful and things he was. Because remember she used to set out these little buckets or something to collect money in the book, and he had to help her. She convinced him to help her go, pick up the money so she can and count it for her. And he came up with like $55 or something, and by the time he got it to her, it was $200 and something. So she was very overwhelmed by that, in the book, because she knew that it was no way that she collected $200, but she didn't tell him that. So they left that out of the movie, and I was looking forward to seeing that or her expression once he gave her the money.
I took it as in like it was that she knew it was him that basically got it to be from being $50-something to 200. But I kind of feel like she made it to be not a Christmas miracle, but like a miracle. Like she was saying that like however the means possible to make it happen, it's still a miracle nonetheless. Is how I kind of took it.
But all of that, none of that was in the book anyway because they changed the whole storyline.
Right,
in the movie.
That was my point. None of it was in the movie, and I was looking forward to seeing that part.
It couldn't be in there when they spent the whole movie talking about making some stupid telescopes so she could see a star, which wasn't in the book at all.
That's why I said I think it was a good story, but it had nothing to do with the book.
It's so funny because as you guys, your listeners know, I'm the overthinker of the group. And I was just like, maybe I'm nitpicking too much and maybe I'm overthinking this of how much I don't think that they're alike, the movie or the book to movie. And I'm just very, very glad and reassured that you guys are on the same page as me. Because I was just like, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer being like, this was not it. But I'm glad.
But the bad part about it is that the movie was good.
Yeah.
But you gotta go in there not expecting it to be an adaptation.
Exactly.
And originally, when you asked me what I thought, I couldn't remember until we actually started digging in. But and I left my notes at home.
That's why when you said I really like this movie,
I left my notes at home because
she doesn't remember this movie. And then all of a sudden, as we were talking, she was like, "Oh yeah,
And y'all know how I do not stray away from the book.
Exactly.
And I remember writing in my notes now, I hate this movie. I remember distinctively, I'm going to post it, because I clearly wrote, I hate this movie.
I love the movie.
I love the movie. I hate it all.
It wasn't a good adaptation. Yeah, the movie was better than the book to me. Because the book went on and on and on. I mean, they both came to the same kind of ending.
Yes.
Right.
But how'd you get there?
That was the only thing that was similar.
Yeah.
It wasn't very emotional for me until Landon went to his dad after he put the Jamie in the home with all the medical equipment and stuff. It wasn't until he was coming to thank his dad and he just broke down. I was like,
yes, in the movie. That was emotional for me too. I was like, is this me and my daddy issues? Because
right.
when he was like that, he took my, I was like,
So you know what's funny is to backtrack even further. So that part, it was nice, didn't really get me. But then when the parents took it upon themselves to put Jamie in the home with the assistants and they had the money without even talking to Landon from the book, that's what got me. Because they didn't even talk to him about it before, and that's why he went to say thank you, was the fact that they knew how much she meant to their son, that they just took it upon themselves. And that right there kind of choked me up.
They had the means to do it.
Yeah, and they said, I had the means to do do it, and my son loves this girl. You can tell that it's real and it's tangible. Let's invest our money in something that's going to be not worth it, but like that deserves it.
And that is probably one of the better things that they did kind of keep true to the movie. It wasn't parent, but parent. Like he wanted his dad to figure out a way to heal her. Yeah. And his dad couldn't heal her. But he did, the best he could.
Yeah, he did what he could. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that part really like struck home. It wasn't even like just Landon that cared. It was them as a family that cared. So that part was really touching to me.
So it was weird to me because, of course, the book was narrated by the older version of Landon.
Yeah.
And then the movie, when they came to the end, when Landon came back.
He was the same age.
He was a 30.
He's same exact.
It was the same age. It was like they actually. Well, it said 4 years.
I know.
It said 4 years, so that was a little bit more believable to me because I looked and I was like, he's not that old. It's only 4 years. But in the movie, it was like all of this reflection was when he hit age 30. I mean, in the book, it was all a reflection of when he hit the age 30.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right, which made more sense because he had time to really reflect on his life and the experiences. And
well, I agree about that gap from like 18 to 30, but also at the same time, the things that literally like 180 that he did in his life from when he turned 18 to letting that like now fester and be an adult, even if it was 4 years later to like 22, I feel like it was pretty well portrayed. Yeah. And you could be, because I mean, I know personally from me being 18 to being 21 to being 25 to being 30, I've evolved at each age and I've changed who I am at each age, still kind of being me. But at the same time, I was literally evolving at each age. So I can see how he changed from both ways, from being 18 to being 30, but also being from 18 to 22.
Yeah, I get it. There was a line that he said in the book where he was just like, I've never had a love as deep or something. He reflected on the fact that he never experienced that love again. And so I guess I was so focused on that. And to me, you can only reflect on that after you've got a significant amount of time and have had other relationships in your life. I mean, usually in 4 years. Okay, well, you haven't had it in 4 years, but you got a lifetime ahead of you. So,
well, for me, like, not to say that love and what I went through was the same thing, but from being 18 to being 22, I was originally diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. So from being 18 to 22, I was a 1,000% different person.
Yeah.
And that 4-year gap was probably my biggest growth gap compared to 22 to 30. So I can understand where he's coming from in the book, being that short period of time. I'm sorry, in the movie, being that short period of time to evolve and change into a new person, because I literally had to learn how to hold a pencil and walk again and learn that my life was never going to be the same after that day of my diagnosis. So for his loss of his love, his greatest love, to know that he's not going to be the same person that he's ever going to be again, I can kind of sympathize with that and understand that 4-year gap for him might have been more significant than a 10-year gap.
I hear you.
I don't know why he gave the book back to her dad.
I don't either. But I don't know why the book wasn't a Bible in the first place. It wasn't
a Bible. It was like short stories or quotes that her mom gave her.
In the movie, it was the book of quotes.
Why did he give it back to her?
It was the Bible.
Yes.
You're right.
My favorite part of the movie was the being in 2 places at one time.
Oh, so cute.
Yes.
He's like, straddle your legs. You're in 2 places at one time. I was like,
and you can see for one, Mandy Moore's like acting is always amazing, but you can see her heart just kind of like drop and flutter at the same time.
Yes.
Just like this man really, really cares about me enough to do the smallest thing, which is also the biggest thing.
And to pay attention to what I wanted to do. Yeah.
And to be creative enough to make it happen. Like, he can't make her really be in 2 places at one time, but he literally spent that time thinking and made it happen, which it was significant enough.
And how many men actually put that much thought into anything?
0.
Besides, I mean, picking up like even, dinner, let alone like making you physically be in 2 different places is just night and day.
I did not like the change of when she walked down the aisle from the book.
You wanted her to struggle walk?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry, me too. I did too. I was waiting for.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. She walked as a strolling, like with nothing wrong. I'm like, no. I mean, I wanted her to act that out.
You wanted them to wheel her in
and see how much effort she's putting into it.
That she wanted to do it.
Yeah, that she wanted to get to him and wanted to marry him.
But I think the problem is in the movie, it was more him who was wanting. He was like, this is the thing that he wants to do for her.
Yeah, but in the book, it was mutual. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it was his idea, but it was still like she wanted not just to get married and have her father see her get married, but she literally wanted to marry him. So to see her push herself from that wheelchair up to standing to walking, which
Walk to Remember, which is
what I was looking for.
Right, I saw Walk to Remember.
Walk to Remember.
I get it.
I remember this.
I get it.
I know you
but
do.
But they changed that book so much.
I was just...
She's just bitter anyway.
They couldn't do it. But it would have made it a lot more significant.
It wouldn't have cost them another thing.
Not $1.
All right, let's talk about the cast.
Yeah.
We love some Mandy Moore.
We do. And I love Shane West, though. He is very attractive.
Do you?
I do. Okay. I seen him in something else. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
I'm
not familiar with the rest of the actors in the movie.
Dad was
the preacher.
The preacher.
Yeah,
he was in
something.
a couple of things.
Yeah.
So with the casting, I loved everyone with the exception of Eric Hunter's character Al Thompson. Yeah, dude, you're 30. I'm gonna need you to pick another role. Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with him.
Yeah, I was not happy at all.
I didn't mind him at all. I didn't mind the character he played. I mean,
he had beard bumps or whatever they call them. Stubble. Yeah, little bumps. Yeah, no, I'm gonna need you to.
5 o'clock shadow.
People had that in high school when I was
but
they did.
His was
like it's
really no.
I didn't have a problem with his age. I had a problem with his
You just
role.
didn't like his role.
I hated his role.
I hate all of it.
Come on, man. We're going to do the robot. Get your freak on. Get your freak on.
I thought it was cute.
Y'all can see this. I can't even
I
handle
thought it was cute because I was like, yeah, get your
Of course you
freak
will.
on.
We know. So
Sambo.
I'm dead.
Okay, so how are we gonna rate this?
Okay, I'm going to start. And I just need to say that I really like this book and I really like this movie. The adaptation sucked and it's getting a sip.
After much reflection and me leaving my notes and me remembering my notes, I also give it a sip. This was horrible.
I agree.
I agree. Dramatic much?
With the dramatic pause and everything, the Academy Award goes to. So I did not like the book. I was not a huge fan of it. I liked the movie, but the adaptation was not hitting. I'm sorry. So I gave it a sip also.
Oh. I guess we're not having full glasses of this SJP.
I'm still drinking it. But it's really funny to me because Nicholas did both.
Yeah.
Maybe he should just stay with writing.
Maybe somebody told him that he needed to embellish more to make it more entertaining.
Nicholas, go with your
that
gut. You
person
write
needs to
great
be shot.
books, great series. Just go with your gut. Don't listen to people.
Just continue to write.
Okay, we didn't rate it a full bottle, but we're gonna damn sure finish this bottle.
Okay, gotcha. No full bottle
think
here,
we're-
but I still would encourage you guys to read the book and the movie because they both are equally good, in my opinion. But
And let us know
adaptation sucks.
Let us know what your thoughts are.
Follow us on Instagram at
Read Watch Wine, Facebook and Twitter. Read Watch Wine. Also
Like, subscribe, pick up a bottle.